एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच पूता माता की आसीस निमख ना बिसरो तुमको हर हर सदा भजो जगदीश। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Guru Pari Sat Sangat Ji, today we are continuing our journey of exploring the Jivan of Tan Tan Mata Sahib Devan Ji, our mother, the mother of our Pantha. And yesterday we saw how Mataji, after getting the instruction from Kalgitar Padshah Ji to go back to Delhi, even though she was sad, she was in Vairag, she obeyed this bachan and she went back to Delhi. And she went with a small jatha. We saw some names of who were in their jatha and some of the names that has come often even in the first jatha of Mataji when they went from Hajur Sahib. Some of the members are the same. For example, Pai Mani Singh Ji, Amar Shaheed Pai Mani Singh Ji, and we have the brother of Mata Sahib Devan Ji, the mama of our Pantha, Pai Sahib Singh Ji. Those were some of the people that we have come across few times to be in Mataji's Jatha when they're traveling. And then we also saw when they went to Delhi in their Jatha, they had Pai Ram Kaur Ji, the descendant of Baba Buddha Ji. They had another person, Jassa Singh Ahluwalia, and the mother. So these were some of the members of Mataji's Jatha that arrived in Delhi. When they arrived in Delhi, Mata Sundari Ji, she welcomed them properly. She went forward to welcome them and brought them to the area where they were staying. And the first thing they did was to get the Shastras that was gifted by Guru Maharaj to Mata Sahib Devan Ji. They got all the Shastra on a high platform. They kept it with Satkar, and then we saw their routine that was related to the Shastra later. And after that, after putting all the Shastra there properly, Mata Sahib Devan Ji explained everything that happened in Hajur Sahib to Mata Sundari Ji. And Mata Sundari Ji and the Sangat that was listening, they were also in Vairag, because the last time they had the physical darshan of Kalgitar Padshah Ji was when Guru Maharaj was in Delhi. And now they don't know, because now they know that Guru Maharaj is living, they might not be able to do the physical darshan again before Guru Maharaj leaves. So because of all this, all the Sangat that was listening, and Mata Sundari Ji as well, with Mata Sahib Devan Ji, they were all in Vairag together. But even though they were in Vairag, they continued their routine, and their routine was basically the routine of how a Sikh's routine should be, where they wake up at Amrit Vela, they do their job, then they do their Amrit Vela, then they do their Nitnem, and then the whole day they would give darshan to their Sangat, and they would also give the Upadesh, the teachings of Guru Maharaj to the Sangat. And with that, that is how the whole their routine was. Then we also saw a detailed narrative from a historical grantha called Twarik Guru Khalsa, that is written by Gyani Gyan Singh Ji. We saw the in detail narrative of the Vachoda of our Panth Mata and our Panth Pita, the physical Vachoda that happened, and how exactly did it happen, and what did what was Mataji told by Guru Maharaj, to as encouragement, where Guruji said that the Khalsa is your child and you are going to take care of the Khalsa. And we also saw in a few sessions back where Guruji said this Khalsa is still a child. It needs your teaching as a mother to take care of it. And that is why it was very important for Mataji, even though actually she was planning to leave because she can choose when she wants to leave. She was actually planning to leave before Guruji leaves their physical body. But Guru Maharaj told them that no, you must leave until your breaths are complete and you have responsibilities that you have to carry out. And with all that, we saw that in the end, Maharaj said, Maharaj gave encouragement to the Sangat by saying that they basically Maharaj told them what they should do, and they said, and also 2 sessions back, we saw that Guru Maharaj said, I have never hidden anything from you, my Khalsa, so leave with your rahat and all this khajana that I have given you. And also they said a very important phrase where they said that the hukam of Mata Sahib Devanji is equivalent to my hukam. And today we are going to see, because we have spoken about what happened in Delhi when Mataji arrived, and because we are also seeing the life of Mata Sahib Devanji, at the same time we are also covering what was happening at that time, and in that time frame where Mata Sahib Devanji was the wife of Guru Maharaj. So in that time frame, another important incident that would happen historically is Guru Maharaj leaving the physical body, their Jyoti Jyot. So today we would see the incidents that would lead to Kalgitar Pachaji's Jyoti Jyot, and how basically it's very interesting because Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj themselves, they chose to have Jyoti Jyot in such a way that they would leave the physical world as a warrior, and we would see how did they accomplish this. And another thing is that when Guru Maharaj when they are going to leave, there's a flow of incidents of how it exactly happened. And tomorrow we would see the actual because there are few incidents that happened earlier before the Jyoti Jyot. So we would see the Jyoti Jyot tomorrow in tomorrow's session. And in today's session, we are covering the incidents that is leading up to this Jyoti Jyot. And in this, we would cover some interesting things. For example, some asthans in Nanded that is related to Maharaj, and also the history of why is the name Nanded, and how did Sarblok Granth came about, and other Sakya. So before we start, let us put our consciousness, our surti in the charan of Tan Mata Sahib Devanji. 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 Satnam Sri Vaheguru. उधर श्री दशमेश जी अनेका ही कौतक करके. So now, before this, we covered what was happening when Mataji arrived in Delhi. They said what happened when Mataji went back to Delhi and everything. And they say there, at the other side, where Guru Maharaj is, because now Mataji has left Hajur Sahib, but Guru Maharaj is still in Hajur Sahib, right? So now they're saying here in Hajur Sahib, what happened? After Guru Maharaj did some kautak, there were some incidents that Guru Maharaj basically sorted, or they were involved, or basically all the affairs that they did in Hajur Sahib. And in the brackets after this, there are few incidents that the author highlighted. All these incidents was basically directly related to Guru Maharaj. They were involved in all these narratives. So first, and these are basically only some of the examples, Guru Maharaj did a lot of other stuff in Hajur Sahib as well, but these are some important historical events that happened in the life of Kalgitar Padsha Ji before their Jyoti Jyot, while they were in Hajur Sahib. So what are those incidents? First, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੂਲੇ ਖੱਤਰੀ ਦੀ ਸਹੇ ਦੀ ਜੂਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਏ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਰ ਕਰਨਾ. So this is the first event that the author has highlighted, and basically this incident took place at the Gurdwara, where currently the Gurdwara is known as Gurdwara Shikar Ghat in Hajur Sahib. So this Gurdwara Shikar Ghat, it has a history, and it is related to Mule Khatri. So who was Mule Khatri? Mule Khatri was basically, he lived during the time of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj used to take them on yatra sometimes. So one day, Guru Maharaj wanted to take Mule Khatri on a journey again, and the wife of Mule Khatri, she did not like the fact that Mule Khatri is always going far with Guru Maharaj. So one day, when Guru Maharaj came to their house, the wife of Mule Khatri, she told Guru Maharaj that Mule Khatri is not at home, and basically she got Mule Khatri to hide. But actually Mule Khatri was at home, and Guru Maharaj is Antarjami, so they knew that Mule Khatri is actually home, and they are not appearing in front of them because they don't want to follow them for the yatra. So because of that, Guru Maharaj was upset as well, but they knew that this is the doing of the wife as well, and Mula Khatri is acting on the saying of his wives. But Guru Maharaj basically gave him because he heard Guru Maharaj and he did the chaturai with Guru Maharaj, he got in the June of a rabbit. So when he got in the June of a rabbit, and basically few days after Guru Maharaj visited his house, he died. He got bit by a snake, and after that he came into the June of a rabbit. And because after all he was still a Sikh of the Guru, so the Guru would still have compassion on his Sikhs. So when Guru Maharaj came in the form in his tent form as Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, they were hunting at one area where the Gurdwara Shikar Ghat is currently. So what they did, they basically shot. When they were hunting, one of the animal that they got was a rabbit. So when they hunted for this rabbit, so this is where the shikar, which was a rabbit, and when Guru Maharaj caught him, he was basically liberated, because all the animals that was hunted by Guru Maharaj, they all gained mukti as well, because they died in the hand of Guru Maharaj. And that is why all the animals, some of the animals, they had a karam as well of dying from the hand of Guru Maharaj. There are few other sakhya as well where the animal are actually in that form because of certain previous karam that they had done. So for this rabbit, he was actually Mule Khatri in his previous janam, where he did not want to appear before Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and because of that he got in the June of a rabbit. So this is one of the incident that happened. So Guru Maharaj basically Udar Karta means to liberate. So Guru Maharaj liberated Mule Khatri. And secondly, Nagina ate hira pet karan waliyan da maan todna. So the second incident is basically Guru Maharaj broke the pride. Maan todna. Maan is pride, todna to break. So they broke the pride of two people that gave them a Nagina and a Hira. So the person that gave Nagina was Bahadur Shah, and the person that gave them the person that gave them the Hira, that was a Vanjara. So they are two different people, but both of them are rich. So the area where the incident happened, Nagina and this Hira place, one of the asthan is known as Nagina Ghat, and one of the asthan is known as Hira Ghat. So what happened was they gave Guru Maharaj this expensive jewels, and they had this hankar that we are very rich and we gifted these expensive gems to Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj wanted to break their pride, so they basically threw these gems into a river, and they were so surprised. Basically, there are two separate incidents. They did the same with the Nagina. They did the same with the Hira. So when the person that gave them, one was the Bahadur Shah and the other one was a Vanjara. When they saw Guru Maharaj doing that, they thought Guru Maharaj don't really know the kimat, the price of this gem. So then when Guru Maharaj said, they said, go and see in the river. And when they went and see, they saw this river full of other gems and other jewels. So they were so surprised. Then they realized that Maharaj is even more powerful and richer than them. So because of that, this was the second incident that the author highlighted. And there are two different Gurdwara that are related to the Sakhi. So first we saw in the first Sakhi of the rabbit, the Mule Khatri, there was Gurdwara Shikar Ghat. We have seen one Gurdwara. And the second Gurdwara is Nagina Ghat, where the Nagina was thrown into river. And the third incident was Hira Ghat, where the Hira was thrown into a river. And these places was also mentioned in our earlier sessions, when Nagina Ghat Guru Maharaj was living at this area as well, after living in Hira Ghat. Hira Ghat was the first area that Guru Maharaj stayed when they arrived in Nanded. That was their first stay. And during that time, Bahadur Shah came with Nagina. And no, he came with Avanjara came first with Hira. That's why the place is known as Hira Ghat. And the other one was Bahadur Shah, and he came with the Nagina. And the third one, Jive now Nanda ne ek pothi pet karni. So now Nanda. So in the age of Satyug, there was, and even then, there was actually a Samparda, like we have Nirmales, Udasis, things like that. So there is a Samparda of Nanda, and they are basically a Samparda of Jogis of the Hindus, and they also meditate along Godavari, and they were meditating in Satyug as well, because Guru Maharaj, they stayed in Hajur Sahib since Satyug. So when Guru Maharaj was also meditating, they were also meditating by the river. So at that time in Satyug, Guru Maharaj gave them a pothi, and Guru Maharaj told them to care for that pothi, and they would take the pothi from them in Kaljug. So this Nanda, there were 9 of them. So they say now Nanda, and they basically, because they are yogis, they have Vidya Siddhi as well, and they had the blessing to basically stay until Kaljug, and they were basically powerful yogis. So when Guru Maharaj, when they came back in Kaljug, one day this 9 Nanda, they appear from the river of Godavari, and they gave this pothi back to Guru Maharaj as asked by Guru Maharaj in Satyug. And after that, they disappeared. And that area where this happened is near the Gurdwara of Nagina Ghat, and currently there's a bunga there known as Sarblo Bunga, because then Guru Maharaj took this pothi. And what is this pothi? This pothi is the original first pothi of Sarblo Grantha. And from here, Guru Maharaj sat, and they written more banya and stuff, and they basically made the Grantha bigger into the current Swarup that we have of Sarblo Grantha. That's why the place that Guru Maharaj did this is known as Sarblo Bunga. It is near Gurdwara Nagina Ghat now, near Gurdwara Langar Sahib. If you go to Hajur Sahib, there's a Gurdwara Langar Sahib. It's near that area. So that is where the Sarblo Granth was basically extended and made into a bigger volume by Guru Maharaj. And from there, and that is the bigger Granth that we have in our Pantha right now, is written by Maharaj at that area where Sarblo Bunga is. And this Sarblo Grantha is mainly very famous among the Nihang Singhs. It's quite a Gopata Grantha. It's not very known by the Sangat usually, and that is something that we gain from reading Pothiyan like this. Not just we learn about the Jeevani of Mataji, but we also learn some interesting side information like this. So at least now we know that, well, where is this third Grantha of our Pantha? We have three main Grantha of our Pantha: Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, and Sri Sarblo Granth Sahib Ji. So these three Grantha are very important for the Khalsa, and that this Grantha was basically got by Maharaj got written at this area. So that's why the author is highlighting the third event where they got this Pothi. Now Nanda ne ik Pothi pet karni. The now Nanda, they gave this Pothi to Guru Maharaj. And this now Nanda, it's also related to the name of Nanded. If you see the name Nanded, and it's because Nand Aid. Aid means the area of living, the place of living of the Nanda. Because the Nanda, they were staying here, they were meditating by the Godavari river. So that's why the name of Nanded also came from this Nanda Samparda. So this Nanda, they were very important at this area. So the Nand Aid, the area of the Nanda, the Pind of the Nandas, the 9 Nanda, they were staying here. So that is the origin of the name of Nanded. Sri Sarblo Granth Sahib Ji di Rachna Karani. So after getting the Pothi from this 9 Nanda, Guru Maharaj made the current Granth that we have now, Sri Sarblo Granth Sahib. आपने पावन चरना कबलां दी छो बख्श के नांदेड़ दी धरती नु वरां नाल सर सब्ज कर रहे हन. So basically Guru Maharaj was blessing this area of Nanded and making it very harya parya. सच खंड प्याना करन दा समा नेड़े जान कर खालसा नु 52 हुक्म कर. So when Guru Maharaj, they know that they are leaving their physical body soon, and they started preparing. So one of the thing they did was to give the 52 hukam, the 52 hukams to the Sangat. Kai war pavitra rahatname drid karwa. They also got all this rahatname firmly instilled in the Khalsa, and that is why even until now we need to know about what the rahatname says. And the whole Rahat Maryada is basically a simplified version from all the Rahatnames. They are basically all the Rahat that we have now is basically taken from all this Rahatname that Guru Maharaj got instilled in the Khalsa at that time. Pavan Upadesh Baksh ke Rahat vich parpak kar de. So because Guru Maharaj know that they are living, they made it a point to make all the Khalsa very firm in their Tarab, in their Rahat. So they gave all these teachings of how to live in Kaljug, how to live distinctly, how to live as a Sikh, as a Khalsa, and the Rahat of the Khalsa. They taught all this to the Khalsa so that when they leave their physical body, the Khalsa would know how to carry themselves. इतिहास विच जिक्र है कि इन्हां दिनां विच दुआबे विचों जलंधर शहर नेड़ियों पिंड छोटे मीरपुर दे 2 पठान मुंडे अताउला खां ते गुल खां किसे नीति करके सतगुरां दे हजूर हाजिर होए. So in history we also get this narrative that in these days when Guru Maharaj was preparing for their Jyoti Jot, two Muslim guys, so they arrived in Hajur Sahib from the area of Jalandhar, of the region of Duabba. So their name was Ataula Khan and Gul Khan, and these two Musalman, they actually came to Hajur Sahib with a niti. They had a mission. They had basically a bad mission. मौज दे मालक सतगुरां ने कौतक रचाउन खातर इना पठान मुंडिया नु नेड़े ही रखया. So Guru Maharaj, it's not that they did not know, they knew that these two Musalman, they came with basically a bad intention, but Guru Maharaj kept them near them, and there was a reason, because they wanted to do something. They wanted to get something done from them that would eventually lead to something that they are aiming for. And we would see in just a few minutes what is the pana that Guru Maharaj wants them to do. ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਅਨੋਖਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਸੋਚ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਿੰਘ ਜਰਾ ਖੁਨ ਸਾਉਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਨ ਕਿ ਦਸ਼ਮੇਸ਼ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੀ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਰਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਵਿਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ. So the wise Singhs of Guru Maharaj, they were thinking, they were surprised and they were quite unhappy, because they are thinking, why is Guru Maharaj keeping these two Musalman near them? Whereas Guru Maharaj themselves tells us that we should never trust the Turka. And yet they are keeping this Turka very near to them. So they are wondering, why is Guru Maharaj doing this? And there's another note about these two Musalman. This is not very commonly known, and this is something that we learn in Samparda as well. These two Muslim men, they are actually the grandson of Pende Khan. So Pende Khan, if we recall back in our history, Pende Khan was there during the time of Guru Har Gobind Ji. So he was taught a war by Guru Maharaj, but in the end he fought against Guru Maharaj. And there's this famous Sakhi where Guru Maharaj shielded his face with a shield and told him to read his kalma. And then he basically, Pende Khan basically repented at the end. But that is the whole story of a very short narrative of Pende Khan. So this Pende Khan, he was there during the time of Guru Har Gobind Ji, and these two, Ataullah Khan and Gul Khan, they are actually the grandsons of Pende Khan. And why are they doing this? Why are they coming here with a bad intention? Because they were bought by Wazir Khan. Wazir Khan is the Mughal he was basically responsible for the Shahidi of the Chote Sahibzade. And he wanted to he was still after Guru Maharaj, and he won because he was also upset that these Chote Sahibzade, being so young, they did not wave, and they were so firm in their taram. So he was still after Guru Maharaj. He wanted to do something to Guru Maharaj. So he bought these two men. And why did he buy these two men? Because they are the grandsons of Pende Khan. So he basically instigated them, telling them that your grandfather fought a war with Guru Har Gobind Ji. So he found that when he was planning this whole mission, he chose the people that would be very motivated to do something to Guru Maharaj. And who would be the best person? It would be the grandson of someone that has fought against the Guru previously. So that's why he chose the grandsons of Pende Khan, and these two, Ataullah Khan and Gul Khan, was the grandson of Pende Khan. So they came here and they were very close to Guru Maharaj. Guru Gobind Singh Ji kept them near. And the Singhs, they were unhappy and they were surprised as well as why is Guru Maharaj doing this. ਜਦੋਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਫਰਮਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤਾਈਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ. So the Singhs, they expressed their basically their feelings that they are not satisfied of why Guru Maharaj is keeping this Musalman with them, whereas Guru Maharaj themselves tells the Khalsa to not trust the Turk. So Guru Maharaj then replied to the Singhs. They said, I have a work that needs to be done by these two Musalman. And what is the work? ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਅੰਦਰੂਨੀ ਭੇਦ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੀ ਫਰਮਾਇਆ ਮੁਖਵਾਕ ਹੈ ਜਬ ਆਵ ਕੀ ਆਉਦ ਨਿਦਾਨ ਬਣੇ ਅਤ ਹੀ ਰਨ ਮੈਂ ਤਬ ਜੂਝ ਮਰੋ ਨੂੰ ਸਫਲਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ. So there's a typo in this pothi. If you have the pothi, you can correct it. It's jab av ki aud. The key is missing. So the pankti jab av ki aud nidan bane at hi ran mein tab jooj maro. So the whole kautak, the whole thing that Guru Maharaj was planning is based on this pankti. So Guru Maharaj is an ultimate warrior. He has his own plan of how he wants to live this world, and how he wants to live this world is according to this pankti. Jab aab ki aud nidan bane. So when the age, the aud is at the end. So nidan means antada sama. So that's why when we are reading Bani, when there is a dadda nidan and a tadda nidan, they mean different things. When it comes with a tadda nidan, that is it means a treasure. But when it comes with dadda, we need to pronounce it properly with a dadda nidan, and that means antada sama. So when the antada sama of my age, when my age is going to finish, ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਅੰਤ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਵਾ, how do I want to leave? ਤਬ ਅਤ ਹੀ ਰਨ ਮੈਂ ਤਬ ਜੂਝ ਮਰੋ. I want to leave the world like a warrior. So how would they live as a warrior? They would live, if a warrior they die in a war, they would have the jakam from a shastra. So they need to get wounded by a shastra. That is how usually a warrior lives his physical self, by getting injured from a wound, and the wound comes from shastra. So Guru Maharaj, they wanted to live this physical world as a warrior, not as a bamar person or anything, because this is their own bachan. So they want to fulfill this bachan, and it's a very important virtue of Guru Maharaj. Whatever they say, whatever they told us to do, they also practice it. Whatever they have told their Sikh to do, they have practiced it themselves. So now Guru Maharaj wants to practice this themselves. Their age, they are saying, my Jyoti Jyot is coming. So how do I want to live? I want to live as a warrior. And how would this be fulfilled? This would be fulfilled with the help of these two Musalman, because they would end up, they would take, basically after this we are going to cover the story, but in short, they would take two kanjars. They are a type of shastras that was given to Maharaj by someone. They would take this kanjar and stab Maharaj, and with that Maharaj would get a wound. And so basically this whole thing Maharaj knew, but they want to live this physical world as a warrior. That is why they are keeping these two Muslims with close to them, even though they know that this same Musliman is going to stab me with the shastra, with my own shastra. So that is why Guru Maharaj is telling the Singhs that I have a work to be done from them, and the work is basically to fulfill their desire to leave this world as a warrior. Aakhar oho sama nede aaya, and in the end, the sama, the time has come. ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੇਮੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਦੋ ਖੰਜਰ ਭੇਟ ਕੀਤੇ. So there was a Sikh of Guru Maharaj. He basically gave Guru Maharaj two daggers, and they were very nice daggers, जो बहुत ही आबदार, ਜ਼ਹਿਰੀਲੇ, ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਕੀਮਤੀ ਅਤੇ ਸੁੰਦਰ ਸਨ. He gave Guru Maharaj two extremely beautiful daggers. ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਖੰਜਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿਰਹਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਟਿਕਾ ਲਏ ਸਨ. So Guru Maharaj got these two daggers, and they kept these two daggers one at each side of their pillow, because that was a gift by their Sikh, by their Sangat. So Guru Maharaj valued it and kept it one at each side of their pillow, right and left. ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਖੰਜਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਿਰਹਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਪਾਸੇ ਟਿਕਾ ਲਏ ਸਨ. ਉਹ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਪਠਾਨ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਅਕਸਰ ਆਇਆ ਜਾਇਆ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਨ. these two Musalman, they used to come and go around Maharaj. They used to come and visit Maharaj, and because they were living very close to Maharaj, and that was the whole reason why the Singhs were unhappy of why these two Musalmans are near Guru Maharaj, because they know that they cannot trust the Musalmans. संमत नानक शाही 238 मुताबिक 765 विक्रमी 18 अगस्त 1708 ईस्वी वाले दिन है. So on this day, 18 August 1708, on this day, what happened? Sahib ji nu tambu vich ikalya tak. So tak means to see. So when these two Musalman, they saw that Guru Maharaj is alone in their tent, Sama Tardde Hoye, they saw that, okay, this is a good time to do our mission. Gul Khan ne khanjar chuk ke Satguran te war kar ditta. He took the khanjar, the dagger that was at Guru Maharaj's, beside Guru Maharaj's srana, pillow, and he stabbed Guru Maharaj. Satguran ਝੱਬਦੇ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤਲਵਾਰ ਨਾਲ ਵਾਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਲ ਖਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਪਾਰ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. So ਝੱਬਦੇ means immediately. So because Guru Maharaj is a warrior themselves, when he stabbed Guru Maharaj immediately took their talwar and he took off the head of Gul Khan. ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜੋ ਨੇੜੇ ਹੀ ਭਾਈ ਲੱਖਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਸ ਆਇਆ. So Guru Maharaj basically called their Singh, and at that time a Singh called Pai Lakha Singh was nearby that area, and he came. ਅਤੇ ਭਾਣਾ ਵਰਤਾ ਦੇਖਿਆ, and he saw what has happened. ਸਾਰੀ ਛਾਉਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੌਲਾ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ. The whole area basically got to know that Guru Maharaj has got stabbed. ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਠਾਨ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੌੜਦਿਆਂ ਵੇਖ ਬਾਹਰ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੇ ਝਟਕਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ. And the Singhs, they saw the other Musalman, Ataullah Khan. He was trying to run from that place, and when the Singhs saw them, they caught him and they killed him. They ਝਟਕਾ him. ਜਲਦੀ ਹੀ ਵੈਦ ਬੁਲਾ ਕੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਲਮ ਪੱਟੀ ਕਰਵਾਈ ਗਈ. So they immediately got doctors called and they got Maharaj's wound treated. ਬਾਦਸ਼ਾਹ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਖਬਰ ਪੁੱਜੀ ਤੇ ਉਸਨੇ ਉਚੇਚੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਵਿਸ਼ੇਸ਼ ਵੈਦ ਸੇਵਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਭੇਜਿਆ. So because Bahadur Shah, he was friends with Guru Maharaj, because remember Guru Maharaj also helped him in his war with his brother. So in Bagaur Sahib, so Bahadur Shah was with Guru Maharaj all this while. And when he got to know that Guru Maharaj has got stabbed, he sent from his own side, he also sent very good doctors to treat Guru Maharaj. 18 ਕੁ ਦਿਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਂ ਦੇ ਘਾਵ ਵਾਲੇ ਜ਼ਖਮ ਭਰ ਗਏ. In 18 days, the wounds of Guru Maharaj was basically recovering. ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੱਜ ਧੱਜ ਕੇ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰੇ ਦੇਣ ਲੱਗੇ. So Guru Maharaj started giving darshan to all the Sangat again. ਇਨੀ ਦਿਨੀ ਸਤਗੁਰ ਦੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਰੀਗਰ ਨੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ 2 ਧਨੁਸ਼ ਲਿਆ ਅਰਪਣ ਕੀਤੇ. So because the Diwan started going on again, so one day a Sikh, he brought 2 very beautiful bow and arrow. So he brought this bow, and it was very beautiful. So in these days when they came and they gifted this to Guru Maharaj, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਆਲੀਸ਼ਾਨ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਧਨੁਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੈਠ ਉਮਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਹਿਜੇ ਹੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਧਨੁਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਖਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸਕੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨ ਯੋਗ ਹੀ ਹਨ. So when they saw this bow is very nice, this bow and arrow is very nice, there was some umrav. So umrav are basically like advisors or ministers, and they are basically the ministers of Bahadur Shah. because Bahadur Shah is friends with Guru Maharaj, so the ministers of Bahadur Shah would also come to the darbar of Guru Maharaj, and they were also sitting in this diwan, and they said this bow is very nice. So they said, but would there be anyone that even know how to use it, or it's just here for decoration? Kitak Amir Pikata Manalea. So this whole where this Umarav said, if there's anyone that can use this or it's for decoration, this narrative is recorded in Sri Surat Prakash Grantha, and this is the Pankti that is historically recorded. So all the bolded Panktiyan, they are all recorded historically, and that is how the author is telling the whole story. विचारा चल ही रहिया सन बेपरवाह सदा रंग हर के. So Guru Maharaj, because they are carefree, when they heard this, that the Umarav, they are saying that, is there even anyone that knows how to use this, or this is just going to sit as a decoration? बेपरवाह पातशाह ने तब सतगुर निज हाथ ले खिंचन लगे कमान. So what they did, they took the bow and they started pulling it, because they were going to pull it, and they were going to show the Umarav that it's not just for decoration, that Guru Maharaj also know how to use it as well. And because they are warrior, so their nature is such, when they see a shastra or they see such thing, they need to put their hands on it and use it. And ਦੋਵੇਂ ਧਨੁਸ਼ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਮੁੱਠ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਚਿਲੇ ਚੁਟਕੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਬੂ ਕਰਕੇ ਐਸੇ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੀ ਖਿੱਚੇ ਕਿ ਦੋਹਾਂ ਧਨੁਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਨੇ ਮਿਲ ਗਏ. So when you do archery, you would pull this thread, you would pull it to basically leave that arrow out. But Guru Maharaj, they pull both of this bow and arrow together, not one. They put both together, and they pulled both of them with so much of jor, with so much of power, that even the bow itself got bent. The two side of the bow, it got bent, and they got mil gaye, the end of both of the bow, they met together. And that was how much of jor Maharaj had, because usually it would be just the rassi thing, and you would just pull it and the arrow would go. But Guru Maharaj pulled it with so much of power that the bow itself got bent. Do chap ik hi bar. Both of this, Maharaj basically used both of this dhanush together. Apne kar mein laye tab deen dand kadand dono nimak mein todad paye. And this is recorded in Guru Bilas Paatshah Dasmi. जोर लगदियां सार ही जख्मां दे टांके टूट गए सीपे जख्म टूट गए तागे. So because remember, Guru Maharaj just recovered from a injury, and they had wound that just recovered, and it has stitches. So when Guru Maharaj put so much of effort in pulling this, the stitches basically tore, and the whole wound was open again. खून जारो जार बहन लगा सारे बस्तर भिज गए रुदर जख्म प्रशत सिख जाए सतगुर ता को दीन बंधाए. So the whole wound opened, and the blood started flowing out of this wound, and Guru Maharaj took his parna, took the cloth that he had, and he started covering it basically to prevent more blood from leaving the body. सारे ही हजूरिये सेवादार सिंह ए पाना देख के हैरान हो गए. So all the Sikh, that they got very surprised of what is happening, because there are so many incidents that is happening. First, Guru Maharaj got stabbed. Firstly, Guru Maharaj led these two Musalman to be near them, and then they got stabbed by one of the Musalman. And now when they are recovering, they basically the wound is open again. So they're not understanding what is happening. So in the same way, sometimes we don't understand the hukam of the Guru, but Guru Maharaj themselves is the Malik, the Marji, the Malik. They can do whatever they want. So now they want to leave as a warrior. So they are going to leave with the wound of Shastra as well. So this is their own play. So that's why the Sikh there, they were very surprised and they could not understand what is happening. ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਹੀ ਤੰਬੂ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਿਜਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। ਆਮ ਭੀੜ ਨੂੰ ਦੁਆਲਿਓ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। So ਭੀੜ is a crowd. So there was a lot of people there. So ਦੁਆਲਿਓ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਹਟਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ। So they basically got all this crowd to leave and they brought Maharaj to a secluded area so that to treat Maharaj. फटाफट वैद Zaraha, Malam Patti, Ilaj Lai Dore Aaye. So all these doctors, they came immediately to treat Guru Maharaj. Parantu Sahib Ji ne Malam Patti कराउन तो मना कर दिता. But this time Guru Maharaj Ji refused to be treated. कहो गुरु अब सियो ना फेर श्री अकाल मर्जी असहेर. So Guru Maharaj is saying, I do not want to be treated anymore because now my time to leave has come. So this is how they planned. They actually, because everything is in their hukam at the end of the day, there is nothing that is happening out of their hukam. They know everything. So they have planned their own Jyoti in such way that they want to leave as a warrior because they got stabbed by a Shastar. The stitches tore because they were using another Shastar. And because of that, this time they say, I don't want to be treated anymore because my time to leave has come. निकटवर्ती ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਪਿਆਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. So they told the Singhs that is near them, they said it has come the time for me to leave to Sachkhand. ਬਾਦਸ਼ਾਹ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆਏ ਉਮਰਾਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਸਿਰ ਪਾਉ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਵਿਦਾ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. So these ministers, this umrav that came from Bahadur Shah, Guru Maharaj gave them sirpao and did farewell to them and they went back. ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਰੀ ਛਾਉਣੀ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੈਲ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਗੁਰੂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰੇ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ. So all the sangat that got to know that Guru Maharaj is going to leave to Sachkhand. ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਦੀਦਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਆਸ਼ਕ ਅਤੀ ਦੁਖਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ. ਉੱਚੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਦੀ ਰੀਤ ਹਿਰਦਿਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਹਿਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ. So the Sangat, when they got to know Guru Maharaj is leaving, they are very sad. They are in Vairag. Obviously, because Guru Maharaj is not old. Their age is just 42. They left to Sachkhand at the age of 42. So that is a very young age. And the Sangat, they were very sad because their Guru, and this is the last physical Guru, and they are living. So that's why all the Sangat, they are in such sorrow, they are in such vairag. दूसरे दिन गुरु का खालसा इकट्ठा होया, बहुत ही बहबल होए सिंह नीर बहा रहे हन. पातशाह जी दे हजूर वैरागमई बचना द्वारा बेनती करदे हन. So the next day, after this incident of the wound opening, the Singhs of Guru Maharaj, they were in such sorrow. They were very teary, and they did benti to Guru Maharaj in such sorrow condition. They said, "Patsha ji, eh ki pana varta rahe ho." They said, "Guru Maharaj, what are you doing? आप जी सानू छड़ के जा रहे हो, असी देश छड़ आप दे आसरे परदेश आए हां." They said, are you going to leave us here? We left the country, we left the desh of Punjab to come to Hajur Sahib with you. किस दे आसरे परदेश रहिए जी. They say, now if you leave, and this is a par means a foreign desh. How are we going to live in this foreign land of Hajur Sahib? Because we came here in basically with you. We thought that you are our support, and that is why we came here. Aase paase sab vairi han. They say all around us are enemies. Idhar ta bhain bhai saak koi bhi nahi. We don't even have any family here. Punjab to dur baithe haan. We are very far from Punjab. because Nandet, Hajur Sahib, even if you travel now, you would realize how far is it from Punjab. Panth Nawa hai. Again, they're saying the Panth is still young, because this time we need to, just now when we covered the age, the time, it was 1708, and the Khalsa Sajna happened in 1699. This is just 9 years after the first Khalsa Sajna. So because of that, the Singhs are also telling Maharaj that the Khalsa is very young. Basically, they are saying that they need the guidance of Guru Maharaj more. They still need the guidance of Guru Maharaj as a Pantha. Singh Anyan Han. They say all the Singhs, they are still innocent. Basically, they still need more guidance from Guru Maharaj on how to stay as a true Khalsa. Jimmy Asman Very Ne. He said, enemies are everywhere. Pardesh vich guzran kive ho. How are we going to live in this foreign land? इस प्रकार सारे सिद्धे साधे ते विद्वान सिख जारो जार रो रहे हन. So all the innocent Sikh and also even the Vidwans, the scholars, the knowledgeable ones, all of them was in such vairag. They were crying. सारे मातम छाया होया है, मना विचों इंज आवाज आ रही है. So everyone is in matam chaya. Basically, they are in very upsos. They are in very sad condition. Hey Guru, and they are saying in their mind, Hey Gur Parameshwar Jiyo, ए तेरा ता परबल पाना है, विसमादी खेड है. They say, this is all your own play. You are doing whatever that is in the pana. ਭਾਵੇਂ ਸਭ ਤੇਰੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਰਹਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਹਿਰਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਤੀਰ ਦੀ ਤਿੱਖੀ ਮੁਖੀ ਦੇ ਖੁੱਭ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਂਗ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. So they are saying that even though everything is happening in your own wish, your own desire, and this is in the pana of Akal Purkh, but still for us, your Sangat, your Sikh, your Singhs, this whole vichora that is going to happen is hitting us like the tip of an arrow. Tir di tikhi mukhi. So tir di tikhi mukhi means the tip of an arrow. So when the tip of an arrow hits you, it's very painful. So they say in that way, this whole vichora is going to hit us in that way. And they are saying that even though it is in the pana, we are still in such vairag, and it's very hard for us to accept that you are going to leave us in your physical form. From your physical form, you are going to leave us. Abinasi teri hasi, hame gasi si lagat hai. So they said, even though everything is happening in your hasi, in your laughter, in basically in your pana, but still for us this is a very sad moment. पंथ वाली जिन्हें उपरोक्त हालत ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਆਪਨੇ ਹੀ ਸਾਜੇ ਨਿਵਾਜੇ ਖਾਸ ਰੂਪ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਧੀਰਜ ਦਿੰਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਆਪਨੇ ਮੁਖਾਰ ਬਿਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਨ ਕਹੇ. So what did Guru Maharaj tell them? So Guru Maharaj wanted to give them encouragement, and this is the Khalsa that they themselves has prepared with their own hands. Khalsa ji, Srir ta sare hi nashwant ne. They're saying, Khalsa ji, all physical bodies are meant to go. All the physical bodies would leave. We would all leave our physical bodies. Sare sansar di eh kriya hai. So it is the nature of this world that everyone that come, the physical body would leave. Sanu Sri Parameshwar ji da Sachkhand jaan lai hukam aaya hai. They said, I have got the hukam from Paramatma that I need to leave now. ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਦੇ ਹੁਕਮ ਅਨੁਸਾਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪੰਥ ਰਚਿਆ ਹੈ. ਉਹ ਮਹਾਕਾਲ ਪੰਥ ਦਾ ਰਾਖਾ ਹੈ. They said this whole Khalsa, what is it standing on? It is standing on the hukam of Akal Purkh, because even the fact that the Khalsa Panth is prepared in Kaljug is because Paramatma wanted it to happen. So it was the hukam of Paramatma to Guru Gobind Singh Ji to start this Pantha, Khalsa Pantha, and it was started because of the hukam of Akal Purkh. So it means that the Khalsa always have to do whatever the Akal Purkh wants, because the reason it is created in the first place is because Paramatma wanted it to happen. And the who will take care of it, because this pantha is created by Paramatma ordered Guru Gobind Singh Ji to create this pantha. So who is going to take care of it? If the pantha belongs to Paramatma itself would take care of the pantha. And this is why we always say, whatever happened, the Khalsa Pantha, it would always be in Chardi Kala. It is impossible for the Pantha to not be in Chardi Kala, because the Pantha belongs to Paramatma, and Paramatma himself would take care of the Pantha. This is why the Singhs, especially the Nihang Singhs, they have this very high spirit, and they're very confident that whatever happens, Paramatma would take care of the Khalsa Pantha, because this Khalsa Panth belongs to them. Even though sometimes we have certain small issues, but that doesn't mean that our Khalsa is not in Chardi Kala. Sri Asket di god vich hamesha lai panth nu paya hai. They say, I have put this pantha in the care of Akal Purkh. So that means Akal Purkh themselves would take care of this pantha. Desh andar isda veri koi nahi rahega. They say, in this desh, none of the enemies of the Khalsa would stay. Hane hane sardari hovegi. They said all this the Khalsa, each of the Khalsa, each one of them would be their own Sardari. They would have their own rule. They would be sovereign. Even until now, the Nihang Singhs, they always say, we are not a gulam of anyone. We are not bound to any government. We are our own rulers. Mera kalla kalla kod sawar badshah hovega. He say, all my horse riders, all my Khalsa, they would be the own badshah. They don't need to be under any other worldly badshah. Panth da pratap vadega. They say the pratap, the influence of our pantha would increase. Koi hor nagar band na rahsi. They said there would be no one left in this day that would have nagare beaten. And even until now, only the Nihang Singhs have nagare beaten. There is no other nagare that is beaten other than the nagare of Nihang Singhs currently in India. तुसा मेरे नाल हर एक वर्ते पाने नु मिठा करके मन्या है. They say to the Singhs, you have been with me, or you have been with me in hard times. Even when the conditions were so harsh, you stayed with me with full loyalty. मैं कदे भुलावांगा नहीं. I will never forget this. जिना निरचत सेवा कीती आपनी पूरी सचखंड बुलावांगा. They said, those of you that are with me with no icha, nirichat, no icha, without any icha, I would call you to my puri. And where is my puri? Sachkhand. I would call you to my puri. Icha wana nu panth andar sardariyan pugawanga. So Guru Maharaj is so compassionate and so Dyalu. They are saying, even those of you that are with me, because some of them have no desire. The only desire is they want to stay with Guru Maharaj, and their loyalty is genuine. They have no other desire other than being with Guru Maharaj and their love for Guru Maharaj. But some of the Singhs, they also have certain desires. They have certain icha in them. And Guru Maharaj is so Dyalu, they are even fulfilling that. They say, if there's any of the Singhs with me and they have desires, I would even give them honor in this world. They would get Sardariyan in this world. Panth mera hai, main panth vich haan. They said, this panth belongs to me. I am in this panth. Bahut hi barkatan turo devavanga. I would send a lot of blessings from Akal Purkh to this panth. And this is where we would pause today. All this bakshisha that Guru Maharaj gave to the Khalsa Panth, we can still see today. It is very evident. All this barakah is still with us. That is why we are extremely blessed to have such a Khalsa Pantha that is basically created by Akal Purkh themselves. That is why the Nihang Singhs call themselves Akal Purkh ki Fauj. It's not just a saying, because the whole Khalsa Panth itself The creation of Khalsa Panth is based on the order of Paramatma to basically have a Khalsa Panth in Kaljug, where we are distinct people. We have our own way of living. We are not bound to any government. We are sovereign people. So this is why the Khalsa is always in high spirits. So there are a lot of teachings that we can take away from this, all these incidents that are leading up to Guru Maharaj's Jyoti Jyot. Tomorrow we would see how the Jyoti Jyot itself takes place. And a lot of these teachings are very practical in our life as well. We can see that Guru Maharaj, they had such warrior spirit. They never had any victim mentality. They never had this thing that this is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? We never get this anywhere in our history. And therefore, even until now, we as the Khalsa, we need to continue this warrior mentality. We are not bound to anyone, and we can figure out our ways because we have Akal Purkh support with us. And that is something very important for us to remember. And also how Guru Maharaj plans their own Jyoti Jyot and gets it done by themselves. It shows us that everything that is happening is in Hukam. So that also tells us about how we should approach challenges in our life as well, because they are all part of the play. And with that, any mistakes done, I humbly apologize to the Sangat. And tomorrow we would see the very emotional Vichoda of Guru Maharaj in their physical body, their Jyoti Jyot in Hajur Sahib. And with that, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.